So quick story, I thought of playing with my 3DS again after years. Then I saw this Pokemon Yellow cartridge that I've kept in the pouch as a lucky charm. Then I thought, wonder if it still works. A few weeks later, I ended up with this Mod GBA SP Pikachu shell, and here we are, revisiting Kanto Pokemon Yellow version. Watch and travel back in time with me as I relive my childhood Pokemon adventures. Alright, and we're back. The last time we saved our game, we just got into Pewter City. And of course, our first stop would always be the Pokemon Center. We will be fighting our first gym leader today, which is Brock. And he uses Rock-type Pokemon. Pretty good that we have Butterfree with us, because Pikachu doesn't have anything against Rock-type Pokemon. This first part of the video, I'm going to speed up. Because as I've told you guys, I always end up talking to all the NPCs in the game. Can't help it. I tried to convince myself not to, but now I can just speed up the video and then we'll all be done with it. And we have this museum over here where I can go back later. I'm going to get some fossils in Mount Moon. I haven't decided yet which fossil I'm going to get, so I don't know. Anyway, the fossil research lab is still far, far away at Cinnabar Island, so that's a problem later on. I only have 2 trained Pokemon right now, which is my Pikachu and Butterfree. I don't know yet who else I'm going to train. I'm definitely excited to get more Pokemon when I reach Mount Moon. Mount Moon means there's a Clefairy over there, so I remember back then, catching my first Clefairy was such an exciting moment because it's pretty rare, not like the Zubats and Geodudes that we're going to encounter a lot later. Okay, so we enter our first gym, and of course Gary already defeated the gym leader. His name is already there. And there's this tipster in front that will tell us how to defeat Brock easier. We don't really need that. Well, maybe the younger version of myself does, but not anymore. I'll battle all, well, there's only one, the junior trainer. As you can see, I don't have much. My Butterfree is at level 10, Tick is at level 10. Pikachu, I think, is about the same, 10 or 11, I can't remember. So this is the difference that I'm doing now versus how I usually do it when I was younger. I would always overtrain. I think before my Pikachu would be level 20, or by the time that I face Brock. So I think I have Slam. I would have Slam already at level 20. I'm not really sure, but I never had a hard time with the gyms and the trainers because I always overtrain. So this time around, I think I have more Pokemon knowledge compared to before, so I won't have to overtrain. And let's see how that works. In Pokemon, there are two main things that people enjoy. One is catching Pokemon, collecting, and the second one is doing battles. I personally enjoy battles. I got most involved in Pokemon X and Y, so during 6th Gen. I've been doing singles, I never really got into doubles. So yeah, so whatever knowledge I got from that, I'm trying to apply it to this Gen 1 game. So we're facing Brock right now. His first Pokemon is a Geodude. I'm going to Harden, just because I'm not sure how long this fight will take. So just make sure that I get minimal damage. And I have Confusion, which is the only move that I have against Geodude and his next Pokemon, which is going to be Onix. Let's see how much that does. It's going to be a 3-hit KO. Oh, and he also got confused, so we got lucky on that. And it ended up to be a 2-hit KO. This game has been lucky so far. We had a great first battle with our rival. We got Eevee paralyzed and we got a critical hit. Oh, Onix is using Bite, so we're not going to attack Onix. Bite would absorb the damage that we inflict. And then I think after 2 or 3 turns, it would damage us double that amount of whatever that Pokemon that used Bite received. So we can just use status moves. Is it like Wrap? Oh no, well luckily we've increased our defense, so that didn't do much. Bind and Wrap this generation is different. You won't be able to select any other move. The most that you can do, I think, is switch out. You're going to be stuck getting damaged every turn, so it's quite annoying. And oh, we got our first technical machine. This is going to be by TM34. TM in this gen, I don't remember until when, is a one-use item. So we need to be smart and carefully plan which Pokemon we're going to use a TM on. Well, fortunately, I don't have any use for it. Not for Pikachu, not for Butterfly. I don't know if I'll be needing that in the future, but we're just going to put it in the bag. Oh, you know what? I can't remember what my back limit is. I do hope this TMs won't consume all of that inventory space. We're just going to battle all these trainers. And because I didn't really overtrain, I wasn't expecting this part of the route to be challenging as it has been. Before I can just swoop through without even having to go back to the Pokemon Center to heal up. Well, now I had to, so I'm speeding this part of the video up as well because there will be a few instances that my health will be really low and I had to go back to the Pokemon Center and get myself healed. I don't have that much potions as well, so I had no choice but to walk back. There's a grass patch later on and I'm hoping to catch some interesting Pokemon over there. Gen 1, I can't really remember what I'm going to catch. I know there's a Jigglypuff there, although I'm not sure if that's in Pokemon Red or if that is still the same in Pokemon Yellow, but we'll find out. Okay. I had to use my potion because for this run through or playthrough I don't really want Pikachu to faint. I don't want my Pikachu to have some bad feelings or negative feelings about me taking care of him very well, so yeah, he's a spoiled brat. So we use the potion, but who cares? It's part of the game. Gonna get some more potions later. And then let's see what we can catch in this grass. We see a Sandshrew. Sandshrew. Do I want to keep a Sandshrew? Do I want to train a Sandshrew? Well, Sandshrew is a ground Pokemon. I do want to have a Pokemon that can use Dig and Earthquake, but kind of torn between Sandshrew and Diglett Dugtrio. Maybe I won't train Sandshrew for now. I do want a Pokemon that can learn Dig, and Diglett seems to be the sensible Pokemon because it's a Diglett. So I'm not going to give this Sandshrew any nickname. Let's see what other Pokemon there is here. I hope there is a Jigglypuff. I might train the Jigglypuff if there is one. I wanted to have a Pokemon that can put other Pokemon to sleep. Sleep Powder, Sing, Hypnosis, what else? Jinx has Lovely Kiss, and Parasect has Spore. So while I do have Butterfree now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Butterfree until endgame. I'm really a fan of Paras and Parasect. I know he's not very popular in the community, but I just love that guy. So most likely, if I do know 100% that I'm going to catch a Paras, I don't know if it's Paras, whatever, I'm sure I'm going to get one in Mount Moon. And once that Paras is leveled up, I may have to give my Butterfree a rest. Or maybe not. Well, we'll see. So far, we've seen a Rattata and a Spearow in this grass patch. You know what? Maybe I'll just move on. Maybe there isn't any Jigglypuff here. Maybe it's in another route. Not really sure, but we're going to move forward. I don't want to spend so much time here. I'm pretty excited to progress with the game. We're almost there. There's a Pokemon Center before Mount Moon, so that's good. I'm probably going to need this Pokemon Center because there's a lot of battles inside Mount Moon. Oh, and we have that Magikarp vendor. I was tempted to get a Magikarp, but then Gyarados is too mainstream, so I just passed on that. We are inside, and hopefully we get a Clefairy real soon. Just the same for this portion of the area, since it's just going to be grinding and fighting trainers. I'm just going to speed up the video unless we see something interesting. Like maybe see a Clefairy or catch a Clefairy. But we'll see. One thing that I do remember from when I was younger is that this cave, all caves in Kanto. So we see our Zubat. It's our first one, so I'm going to catch it. Definitely not going to train it. Also because most of the villains are Team Rocket. Anyway, yeah, Zubat and Golbat is too associated with Team Rocket, so not really inclined on using Golbat. So because I'm not training it, there's no nickname for that. And we did a quick check with Pikachu. Pikachu would always give that same expression whenever you catch Pokemon. So that's really, really cute. I'm not sure what TM12 is. Oh, it's Water Gun. I don't have any Pokemon that will use Water Gun now, so nothing to do for that. we might actually overlevel here because there are a lot of Pokemon encounters. This, I'm doing it subconsciously, but I don't like running away from wild Pokemon fights. Don't ask me. I don't know why I will try not to do that. I don't know, I can't promise, but maybe if I don't have a choice, if I'm out of health or low in health, then I won't have a choice but to run away. So we got our first encounter with Geodude. Unfortunately, we were able to catch it. I would have considered training Geodude, but then because its final evolution, Golem, is a trade Evo and can't really trade. I don't have anyone else to trade to, so it doesn't sit well with me that I'm going to be stuck with a Graveler. I want a Pokemon to be fully evolved. Although funny of me saying that when I have a Pikachu that won't even evolve. So anyway. Alright, so for this part of the video, we're just going to run through the rest of the Pokemon trainers that there are here. So there are two Pokemon that I'm really looking forward to get. That is a Clefairy and a Paras. Both has sleeping moves. A Paras has Spore, which has 100% accuracy. So that is really good. But the drawback is that for this gen, don't know until when that change. Bug type is weak to poison, and grass type is weak to poison as well. So Paras is 4 times weak to poison. There's the Pokemon we're talking about. Probably hardest gossiping about it. And then, so you are 4 times weak to grass, I'm sorry, to poison. I mean, you are 4 times weak to flying and fire. There's just too much 4 times weaknesses. But I really like this mushroom. The purpose is that I want to have a Pokemon that can put other Pokemon to sleep so that they'll be easier to catch. So the fact that Spore has 100% accuracy, it really convinced me to train Paras. Clefairy has Sing, but I do know it has low accuracy. I think it's about 55, even lower than Hypnosis, so that can... Paras is a fun Pokemon. And he has a very fitting name too. For this playthrough, I've also told myself that because I do know that I'm eventually getting the Kanto starters, which are Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, I'm not going to train them. I'm not going to use them in my team. Going to evolve them maybe after the game for Pokédex entry, but not going to make them part of my permanent team so that I don't go mainstream that much. So that this one will be more fun, more casual, as opposed to how I used to play it, because I would always end up with Pikachu, the 3 Kanto starters, Snorlax, and then who else did I bring? Well, as you can see this, I don't really recall spending this much time in Mount Moon before. This time around, maybe because I don't have much Pokemon. So whenever Pikachu and Butterfree's health are low, I would have to go back and heal at the Pokemon Center. And then now that I have a Paras, I would need to train him up. So how you train Pokemon, weak Pokemon, is that you put them in front of your party so that you get experience points and just switch Pokemon when the battle starts. So that's what I'm doing now. And this further extends my playtime. Not only do I have to switch Pokemon every time, the rest of my Pokemon, which are Pikachu incremental damage, because when I switch Pokemon, then I ended up getting the damage from the enemy, so they get their health chipped every Pokemon switch. I wished I bought potions and escape robes from the mart. I also got used to the new games where the Pokemon centers have the Pokemon marks in them. So there's like 2 counters. I'm referring to X and Y. So the last, what was the last Pokemon mainstream game that I've played? I think it was Pokemon Sun and Moon. I have Sun, but I didn't really get deep into that game. It took me a long time to finish that plot. I do know that I have over 700 hours, if I remember correctly, for Pokemon X and Y, so I already got into that game. Pokemon X and Y was the first game that introduced Mega Evolution. So that old Pokemon got another level or another evolution stage. So that was really, really fancy. And it's also on 3D. I have a 3DS, so that even made playing that game much, much more exciting. The games that I've played is Pokemon Red. Then I went Pokemon Yellow. I also played Gold. And yeah, I think those were the Game Boy games that I've played. I think my Game Boy broke down shortly after. And we didn't really have money to buy Game Boy and new games back then. The Game Boy that I had was a gift from my uncle, and the games came from my aunt. Then I think when I was in college, I did get to play, what was that, third? I did. I wasn't able to play Gen 4. And then, when I started working, I got myself a DSi and I played Gen 5. Black and White. So I did get to play Black and Black 2. I even had this special DSi with the etching of Zekrom and Reshiram. Although that device has long gone, I wish I was able to save that, but oh well. And I just remembered I actually started playing competitively in Gen 5. There is this online platform to fight. What was that? Something like GTS, I think. You can battle random people. So I do singles there. There was even an online competition hosted by Pokemon. I joined that, of course. I didn't really do that well. I didn't know how actual competitive Pokemon battling is. I was mostly fighting with seemingly pros. Especially those Japanese players. Their Pokemon, their strategies, it's crazy. I did end up learning how to fight. One of the teams that I was successful with in singles format is made of Zoroark, Metagross, and Salamence. So yeah, I would lead with my Zoroark and pretend to be Salamence, just so I can eliminate any possible Salamence counter. Metagross was my safe switch, and then my Salamence had Moxie. So usually Salamence would have Intimidate. Mine has Moxie. And it has Choice Scarf. So because of that, I would always move first and then Moxie boost my attack so that I've been talking too much, but we're still in Mount Moon. We haven't gotten our Clefairy yet, that's unfortunate. I don't 100% remember, but I think if we go out of Mount Moon and go to Cerulean City, I think the way back is blocked. So we really need to catch a Clefairy here. Oh. And there it is. Wow. I'm contemplating now. Should I train Clefairy? Clefairy is really, really cute. It's looking at me. Should I let go of my Paris and just stick with Clefairy? Because I know that I'm going to let Butterfree go. So Butterfree has been carrying me in this area of the game. Difficult decision, okay. Maybe Sing is a little bit frustrating to use versus Sleep Powder. Okay, you know what, let me pass on Clefairy, not going to give it any nicknames. And let me just stick to my original plan of I'm keeping Paris. I've already invested so much time training this guy from level 9 to level 14 now. So, you know, might as well stick with it. And we see a Paris of level 13. That's irritating. I wasted so much time leveling up my Paris. And that's the game, at EVs or effort, or is it effort values? I don't know if EVs apply for this game as how it does for later games, because you know we have EVs and IVs, so depending on the Pokemon that you fight, your Pokemon will get EVs for a specific stat, that whether that be We're almost at the end of Mount Moon, and this is the special part of one of the special parts of Pokemon Yellow. We do get an actual Team Rocket, TV show Team Rocket. I really love that they added Jesse and James and Team Rocket Pokemon with Meowth, Eakin's Meowth, and Coughing. So it really gave you the TV show experience. We have Pikachu, we have Team Rocket. It's really a blast. Now, unfortunately, our Pokemon is at questionable health now. So that's not going to work well with us, and Pikachu, as you can see, only has 15 hit points left. So I don't want Pikachu to faint. Oh, that's so lucky. Because if not, I would have to reset my game. Alright, let's jump to our fun guy. Oh, we got a Growl. That's going to reduce our scratch damage. Oh, is this going to be a 4-hit, 5-hit KO? I hope we survive this. Not really sure if we can. If I switch to Butterfree, I'm not sure it will survive. Alright, it's fully paralyzed, that's good. Just a few more. Ah yes, what a lucky battle we had there. Coughing is a poison type. I'm gonna switch to Butterfree. I'll put it to sleep so that I don't get damaged. That's great. 75% accuracy, not 100%. But again, we're lucky. Let's see how much Confusion does. This is super effective. And this is why Butterfree carried us all throughout the game. Psychic attacks are just very strong. Butterfree doesn't learn any bug type moves, but psychic moves are perfect. We're getting supersonic. I'm not going to train Butterfree further anyway, but I'll take out Poison. And yeah, I think this is the end of Mount Moon. Alright, I'm going to do a double check in this area. It seems that I can't go back to Mount Moon. Almost missed that TM over there. What's that? Whirlwind. No, I don't have any use for Whirlwind. Alright, I'm going to rush to the Pokemon Center, get my Pokemon healed up, and get ready for our next episode. We're going to explore that grass patch later on and see what else we can catch. Alright, that's all. See you on the next.